Hello and welcome back to When I Knew You. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Callum was put in a very bad spot by Aster. It wasn't necessarily Callum or Aster's fault, because Callum was warned not to trust the little guy, and rather than, saying like, oh, hey, can I get some backup, or can you keep an eye on me just in case something happens, but I'm gonna go talk to this person and I want to find out what they know. He decided, you know what, I'm just gonna saunter on over there and ask them point blank. And stuff happened, unfortunately. Callum. Prior to that though, Callum had a talk with Troy. They finally cleared the air about what was going on and about Troy's involvement with David, and what happened to him. There was also some kind of clearing of the air between Troy and Marcus. And although Marcus said that he apologized, he's still acting a little bit abrasive towards Troy. But that could either be attributed to him just being like, oh, this is just how we play, or maybe not being completely okay with Troy and his, I guess you could say, lifestyle. Who knows? We'll find out eventually, I'm sure. Anyways, but yeah, so yeah, I guess without further ado, let us continue. Would be chapter 4 of When I Knew You. Darkness and sickening dizziness are the only two things that I can make out. I feel as if I'm spinning, like my body is being thrown around from one place to another, yet I don't see anything at all. This haunting merry-go-round goes on for a while, and some part of my deep subconscious is scared that I'll never wake up, that this is just my life now. But eventually I see a light that slowly but surely envelops my entire vision. And just like that, I'm at a beach, a beautiful sapphire sea blindingly reflecting the scarlet sun's rays. I stand there for several minutes, maybe even hours, just taking in the sight and hoping that the dizziness eventually fades away. Then I notice someone sitting by the shore, his hair almost blending in with the sea in front of him. David? I slowly make my way towards him, wondering if he knows that I'm even here as I approach him cautiously. I stop a couple of feet behind him, his ears unflinching, as if he doesn't sense my presence at all. Are you gonna sit down? I jump as he doesn't turn around when he says this, his eyes fixated at the sea. Yeah. I go over and sit next to him, the sand feeling almost artificial. I finally get to see his face, and it's just him. Younger, sure, but it's my David. Isn't it pretty? He smiles, his line of sight never leaving the sea. Yeah, real pretty. Were the beaches in Pennsylvania this nice? I'm not sure. I never went to the beach when I was there. He finally looks at me with a face of utter disbelief. What? Why not? Didn't have anyone to go with, I guess. He gives me an apologetic look and nods, turning back to the sea. He's quiet for a bit, but then he speaks up, his voice cheerful and light. Maybe we can go together then. We can learn how to surf or something. It'll be fun. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. You okay? I thought you'd be more excited. I stare at him, and he stares at me. I know that this isn't real. It can't be. But I am terrified that him being here means something horrible. I scoot closer to him and lay my head on his shoulder, and he takes my hand, rubbing it with both hands. David? Yeah? Where are you? I don't know. I don't say anything else because that answer doesn't really put my mind at ease. Callum? Hmm? Do you like Marcus now? I don't know. He stops caressing my hand and I feel him tensing up next to me. I mean, Callum. He pulls away from me, but doesn't let go of my hand, gripping it tighter than before. He turns to face me, giving me his full attention, his eyes shining bright and big. If you ever find me, if one day we're together again, promise me. Promise me we'll get married. I don't know. No, I can't. Oh, is it because of him? I. It's fine. I already know. But I hope that I can change your mind. David. And just like that, my vision starts to fade and everything returns to darkness. A beautiful ballroom stands before me, a strange sight that I don't think that I've ever been witness firsthand. A cute sounding waltz plays somewhere in the large room, but there are no musicians in sight. And despite the fresh, clean look of the place, I feel quite stuffy and hot. It's all a little bizarre. Beautiful, isn't it? Marcus stands before me, though I didn't hear him make his way to me in the first place. He's wearing the same outfit that he wore at the party, which is a little strange considering the setting, but he looks nice regardless. I'm enchanted to see you, Cal. You look handsome. I look down and I'm apparently dressed as what can only be a fairy tale prince, equipped with a crown and everything, as it falls while I observe my attire. Luckily, Marcus swoops it up and catches it before it hits the ground. He places the crown on my head and adjusts it. Once it's in place, he gives a satisfied smile and nods. That should do it. Don't you look spiffy? Thanks? Anytime. He stands next to me and leans on the marble wall, crossing his arms coolly. So, what do you think? Some party, huh? I look around at the empty yet noisy ballroom, as if there are people here that I just can't see. If you could call it that. Yeah, not much going on. How's the king? Still after my head? Somehow I know he means my dad when he says the king. The head part, though. He must see my confusion because he chuckles in response. You know, his vendetta against me? He slides his thumb across his neck for good measure, and it all clicks. Oh, that. I smile and stare at the ballroom, trying to see if I can make out anyone dancing, any beautiful ghosts. Let's just say that he is a lot softer than you think. Oh? So I won't be getting beheaded? Not by him, at least. I smile coyly at him, and he stares at me in surprise. And then answers with a devilish grin of his own. Uh-huh. That's so. He turns and pins his arm on the wall behind me, trapping me as he leans in inches away from my face. Are you some kind of fearless ruler, then? Call it what you want, Marcus. I'm just saying what could happen if you're not careful. He slowly puts a hand under my chin, rubbing his lips with his large thumb. I wouldn't mind being under your reign, you know. He smiles, but this one isn't like his usual smiles. This one's dark. Oh? Good to know. He stares into my eyes and I stare into his. And then he pulls away, grinning as if nothing ever happened. Well then, shall we dance, my liege? Dancing is a dangerous game, didn't you know? I like to take risks. He holds his hand out to me, and without much hesitation, I take it, making his grin just a bit wider. He leads me to the middle of the ballroom, the emptiness much more apparent as I stare at the vast ceiling above us. Marcus then pulls me in close, placing his hands on my hips, prompting me to wrap mine around the back of his neck. He starts leaning close to me, and I'm scared that he's going to kiss me. But no, he just presses his forehead against mine, closing his eyes. We dance in silence, holding each other close in warm tranquility. And then I suddenly get a painful, dizzying ache in my head. Cal, you okay? So much for not guilty. So, this is what you really want, isn't it, Callum? Who? You know exactly who I am. Don't play dumb with me of all people. My shadow looks between me and the quiet Marcus, and with one swift motion with his hand, Marcus vanishes in my arms, leaving me cold and alone. Marcus! You're so fake. What? I can't pursue Marcus for myself. No way could I do that to Karina. Why don't you just admit it? That you want to him and take him for yourself. No, it's not that simple. Right, well, that's the basics, isn't it? That's what I thought. You know, the day might come where you have to choose between them, right? I couldn't choose between them. Marcus and Karina mean the world to me. The shadow just chuckles. I didn't mean Karina. And then he vanishes before my very eyes, and I'm left alone in the darkened, spinning ballroom. It feels as if I'm in a carousel, and I lose my balance, falling to my knees. The waltz that was once cheerful now turns dark and haunted, increasing the sickening, dizzy feeling that makes me want to throw up. I squeeze my eyes shut and press my forehead against the floor, hoping the cold marble soothes this feeling. But I feel nothing. I start to panic, hyperventilating as I grip the sides of my head tighter. Cal! My eyes fly open and suddenly I'm in Marcus's arms, his blurry shape in front of me. Hey, it's okay. I'm here. Marcus. Although the dizziness doesn't subside, I smile. My wolf is right here, after all. Yeah, it's me. He caresses my cheek softly, lulling my exhausted body back to sleep. Wait. Stay with me. I'm right here. Right here. A gross grogginess greets me as I open my eyes in this foreign bedroom. I'm wrapped in musky-smelling blankets, my body sweating in every dark corner of it. Although I'm glad to be out of that nightmare, reality sucks just as hard, as I am more nauseous than I ever was in the dream. I slowly push off the blankets from on top of me, the fresh air of the AC very inviting on my hot body. Cautiously, I sit up straight and wipe my face, trying not to freak out as I make sense of everything. Okay, there's gotta be an explanation for why I'm in a stranger's bed. Thankfully, I'm fully clothed, so I can rule out the scariest possibility. I'm nauseous as hell, so maybe I was somewhere spinning a lot last night? No, that can't be it. Last night. Shit, I remember now. I was drinking at the party and got pretty drunk, so I must be hungover. But that's the least of my worries now. Aster. That fucking asshole drugged me. Oh god, what if this is his room? I look around trying to see if there's anything that could give away my location, but nothing really clicks. Oh wait, the window. I get up and walk towards the window, the sun a little too bright for my liking. I recognize this street. It's one of the suburbs of Pricefield, not too far from the school. So I'm still in town, which means I'm not in Astor's house, right? He lives outside of town, doesn't he? I hear the door swing open behind me and I freeze, my face going cold. I never knew fear like this existed, but I'm horrified beyond comprehension, not knowing who's behind me, or what their intentions are. Callum? I let out a heavy, shaky sigh, letting go of the firm grip that I had on the windowsill. I turned around, tears of relief falling down my face. Marcus. A disheveled, worried Marcus stands in the doorway, wearing the same clothes from last night. You're awake. You're crying. Jesus Christ, you okay? I run up and practically tackle him, wrapping my arms around his waist as tightly as I can. Whoa, Cal. Thank God it's you. He hesitates, but not for long, as his arms wrap around my body too, hugging me close. He presses his muzzle against the top of my head, sniffing softly. I was so worried about you. I'm sorry. He shakes his head and pulls me away, cupping my face to make me look up at him. You okay? I'm probably gonna throw up, but other than that, if you're gonna puke, do it in the toilet and not on my carpet. Behind Marcus comes a familiar yet odd voice, and soon he's standing right in front of us. Honestly, dude, you could at least give him an aspirin before making out with him. Marcus shoots him a dirty look, but he doesn't let go of me despite the accusations. Baxter? Sup, Callum? Oh, this is your room. Ding ding ding. Marcus places his hands on my shoulder, giving me a worried look. Can you tell me what happened last night, Cal? He and Baxter stare at me expectantly, and I subconsciously look away. Callum? The bathroom! Callum, the bathroom! Last door down the hall! After puking my entire guts out in Baxter's, thankfully, clean toilet, I am now sitting on his bed, reluctantly nibbling on a piece of toast. Baxter sitting cross-legged next to me, and Marcus just stands near the foot of the bed, with an impatient look and his arms crossed. Cal. I put my toast down and look away. Come on, Cal. We have to know what happened. I know. I'm sorry, I just don't really know where to start. Start from when you got to the party. What'd you do? Well, I was kinda just hanging around the kitchen, drinking and stuff. I was there for like an hour or something until I got bored and went looking for Marcus. I avoid looking at him in the eye, knowing full well what's to come. And, I found Aster. Aster? Yeah. Why would you even go talk to him? Well, they do have a common interest. Love interest, that is. Dude. He's right. I found out Aster is David's ex, no thanks to you. Marcus looks away embarrassed. You didn't tell him? It didn't come up. In any case, I went over to talk to him, to ask him about David. So he led me up to the room and, I turned away from them and muttered the next sentence. He kinda kissed me. Huh? He kissed you? What? Yeah. That fucking snake. How was the kiss? Facts. It was good, I think. What the? Callum! Sorry. I was too drunk to stop him. I kinda just let myself get kissed. That asshole. Taking advantage of you. So what? You guys made out and then you passed out? Well, yes and no. Aster slipped me a pill. What? When we were kissing, he must have slipped in some pill, because he, held my mouth closed so that I could swallow it. Marcus and Baxter give each other a look of concern, both of them oddly quiet. God, I knew he was messed up, but this is just Why would he do that for no reason? Because he's hiding something, obviously. Ronnie told me to stay away from him, but I guess I was too drunk. I chuckled nervously, which is only met with a disapproving glare from Marcus. Should we call the cops? Got any evidence, Cal? No. We could look through his puke for the pill. Ew, Bax, come on. It's fine. I don't really want to turn this into a thing anyway. Marcus sighs, crossing his arms. You should have listened to Ronnie, Cal. Now we know Astra's capable of forcibly drugging people. Jesus, you're lucky Troy saw you. Troy? What happened after I passed out? Well, I was looking for you for a while, but obviously you weren't downstairs. So I went to ask Troy if he had seen you, but he was high as balls. You were with Marcus? Yep. He was so worried about you. For good reason. Didn't you see what happened? Fair point. Anyway, Troy said that he saw you go upstairs with someone and, well, there you were, passed out in the bedroom. Then we took you here, where you almost kicked Marcus in the balls while mumbling his name. He's joking. No, I'm not. I kicked you in the balls? Almost kicked me in the balls. You hit his stomach instead. Ugh. I bury my face in my hands, shaking my head. I'm so sorry. That was really stupid of me. You were passed out though. You didn't know. I met with Astra. Oh yeah, that was pretty stupid. Marcus smacks Baxter in the arm, then makes his way over to my side of the bed and sits down, making me lean over where his weight sinks into the mattress. He gives me a side hug, rubbing my shoulder and letting me fully lean on his body. You didn't know what he'd do to you. None of us could have guessed, really. Plus, you were pretty wasted. That too. But yeah, that was pretty dumb to just follow him up to the bedroom. Yeah, it's never happening again. 'Cause I'm never drinking again. That's what they all say. After thanking Baxter for taking care of me, Marcus and I get into his truck and make our way to my house. Oh, my dad's gonna kill me. Nah, don't worry. I talked to him, and said that you'd be spending the night with me. I turn to him as my insides turn to ice, giving him a wide-eyed stare. What? Yeah? Why? What's wrong? I silently screech and cover my face, making Marcus laugh. What? Marcus, he's gonna think we've... I blurt that out without much thought, because Marcus's reaction to this is way less terrifying than my own father's. I look over at him, and he's bright red, still laughing and focused on driving. What? No, you won't. Yes, he will. Oh, my gay son's jock friend calls me to tell me that he's passed out in his bed. Yeah, that's not weird at all. Well, what was I supposed to tell him? He was calling your phone and I didn't want him to worry about you. You answered him with my phone? I groan loudly, making Marcus laugh even harder. What's so funny? How dramatic you are. I'm so happy that you're enjoying this. Why would he think that we would, though? Doesn't he know that we're like friends and stuff? I pull out my bangs, hesitating to tell him this. What? I'm like 90% sure that he thinks that I like you. He's quiet for a second, and as much as I'd like to see his face right now, I physically can't force myself to look his way, opting for the scene of the neighborhoods out the window. Well... Do you? Do I... What? Marcus! I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Guess that would be a problem then. I'll handle it though. Good luck. He just laughs again. God, my heart. By the way. Thank you. For everything. He turns to me and smiles. Anytime, Cal. You're grounded. What? You heard me. Grounded. No more little outings with your friends after school for 2 weeks. What? And you can forget about parties for the rest of your life. C- Come on now. No need to be so drastic. Really? I think it's very necessary. You said that you'd be home by 1 a.m., correct? Yes, but... So what's my surprise that I wake up to go to work and you're not here? So here I am thinking, Jesus, something must have happened to him. No way would my son not call me if he wasn't able to come home. So I call your cell phone and who picks up? Marcus? Marcus. And what does he tell me? Uh, oh, don't worry, Mr. Diaz. Callum's sound asleep in the living room. Which is a lie. No, it's not. Say what you want, but you can't lie to me. Nothing happened between us. Like I said, say what you want, Callum. Regardless of nothing happened, you didn't call me, and if you couldn't even pick up the phone when I called you, that means that you're irresponsible. Dad, grounded. Okay, fine. For what it's worth, I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry. I know you are. Now go get some rest. You look awful. Yeah, good idea. I start making my way upstairs when he calls after me. We're gonna have a chat about drinking when you wake up too. Uh, you can save it. I am literally never touching alcohol again in my life. Ah, the outside. After a long weekend of scolding and being cooped up in the house, I am finally at school again. Funny how badly you miss something when it's your only option. And I'm here early, so that gives me time to... Callum! Oh boy. Before I can even brace myself for impact, Troy crashes into me, hugging me unbearably tight to his chest. Callum. Air. He lets me go, holding my shoulders and shaking me back and forth. What the hell? Man. What did I do? Ooh. What do you mean, what did I do? You know what you did. All right, quiet down. I pull him towards my locker and away from the hallway of staring people. Okay, listen. Listening. I found Aster at the party. The ex? Yes, the ex. So I went over to ask him stuff and... Whoa, wait. Why the hell didn't you call me to go up with you? What? Because you were effing off your shit, Troy. I whisper-shout that last part, not wanting to attract more attention than we already did. Does that mean that I couldn't have gone with you? Besides, from what I heard, so were you. Yeah, well, but... Okay, but that's also my excuse for not calling you. I was really drunk. How much did you drink anyways? Like 4 beers and a half? He snickers. Seriously? Shut up, I'm a lightweight, I guess. No kidding. Anyway, so what? Aster drugged you? He starts speaking low, prompting me to do the same. Who told you? Marcus, who else? What, does someone else know? Baxter was with him, so yeah, he does too. Did he tell Karina about it? I haven't heard from her all weekend. Not that I know of. She was pretty out of it too, and as far as I know, Marcus didn't fill her in. Well, I guess it's better that she doesn't know then. I don't want her to worry. Yeah, shit, man. You should have called me. I know. I'm sorry. Next time for sure, I promise. Next time? Well, yeah, I'm not done with Aster. He frowns at me, giving me a similarly disapproving look that I've been getting from a lot of people in the past couple of days. Come on, Troy. Why would he do that to me if he wasn't hiding something? Something's definitely going on and he knows something that we don't. I don't know, man. That guy... Is he even worth messing with? If he's got answers, yeah, I think so. He just sighs and crosses his arms, looking at the now more crowded hallway. I hope you know what you're doing. I'll be fine. Yeah. And Cal? Yeah. Don't make finding David more important than your own safety. Don't let him take away your happiness, too. I stare at him, feeling like I just got punched in the stomach as I soak in what he said. Troy, just say that you won't, okay? Yeah, I won't. I promise. Better keep it then. He looks at the hallway behind me, then chuckles and pats me on the head. That's my cue. I'll see you later then. He turns, and before I can properly say goodbye, he leaves, disappearing in the crowd. What cue? Hey. Marcus pats my shoulder from behind me and walks over to my front side, giving me a sleepy smile. Oh, that cue. Hey, you okay? You look tired. He stretches lazily, letting out a moan that admittedly gets me a little flustered. Fine. Dad had me work at his place yesterday, so... Oh man, that sucks. I didn't get you in trouble, did I? Oh, nah, that wasn't because of you. I would have had to go even if I won the fucking Nobel Peace Prize. Your dad's really something, huh? Yup. He casually leans on the lockers and looks down the hallway to where Troy left. Seems like you two are always talking about something that I'm not aware of when I come over. You and Troy. Oh, well, how do I even respond to that? Not like you don't do the same. You and Troy. You and Baxter. I'm sure that there are things that you talk about with them that I'm not aware of. Touché. But it's not like I'm purposefully hiding stuff from you anymore. Marcus. Aster. Oh, yeah. You're so dumb. I crack a smile and he starts closing in on me menacingly, cracking his knuckles. What'd you say? He's trying hard to look tough, which just comes off as really funny to me, making it hard to hide my laughter. I said, you're stupid. He smirks and quickly pinches my cheeks, pulling on them hard. One more time, please. After this, asshole. Apologize. Sorry. He lets go and slaps them both gently. Good boy. Rubbing my cheeks, I turn on my heels and speed walk towards our class, leaving Marcus behind. Hey, wait! I'm sorry! He's laughing his ass off, trying to catch up to me, which only makes me walk faster. Ugh, asshole. Why do you have to say it like that? Poetry, gaming, D&D. Ugh, I didn't think of choosing a club would be this hard. I look at the bulletin board of all the available clubs that I could join. If it were up to me, I wouldn't even join any clubs, but apparently I need to join one for the high school credits. I guess never doing anything in Philly is finally catching up with me. But this is going to slow down the investigation. Unless... Classroom 13B. By day, Miss Oates' English class. But by afternoon... The newspaper club. Admittedly, no one reads the school news, not even me, even though it's all online too. Then again, nothing ever happens here anyway. But the newspaper club is on the know with everything that goes on, which although isn't much, is definitely something that I can take advantage of. Plus, this can null out my grounding. Now, I just gotta... go inside. I grab the door handle and, with a deep breath, go inside the classroom. I expect to see the stereotypical sight of people rushing around and printing papers. But instead, I only see a couple of people on laptops, lazily typing away. No one looks my way when I walk in, though, so I stand in the doorway awkwardly fiddling with my fingers. While I'm gathering up the courage to speak up, one of the club members notices me and jumps up excitedly. She makes her way towards me in quick, giddy steps, her tail wagging merrily, and although she seems excited, when she speaks, it's almost a whisper. Hiya, looking for someone? Oh, not really. I was wondering if I could join this club? She lights up, but then quickly deflates. Ah, that would be awesome, but we really don't have much for you to do. I'm the club president, Hazel, by the way. We haven't gotten any new members since my freshman year, so everyone you see has been here since the beginning. Wow, some dedication. Yeah, we got our own little group, I suppose. Although another reporter could do some good. Our current reporter, Lawrence, he is busy with, other stuff that I can't fully get into right now. He's our photographer and our main source of news, but with him so busy... Can you use a camera? Well, as good as anyone else can. Good enough. Laurie's current replacement has, pretty bad shakiness, so his photos haven't turned out the best. All you have to do is follow him around and take pictures of whatever he says. That sounds easy enough. I'll do it then. Great. She beams at me, then turns around and starts rummaging through the desk at the front. Let me get the sign-up sheet for you. Come, sit. She eagerly pats the large swivel chair that the teacher uses, not looking up as she scans through the stack of papers. I do as she says, looking around the quiet room as I sit down. Despite the promise of a new member, no one even glances my way, all of them too consumed in whatever they're writing. I'm glad that I can do something that allows me to go outside. This looks boring as hell. So, what made you choose a newspaper club? Hazel tries to make small talk with me, as preoccupied as she is, which makes me realize that she must be a pretty sociable girl. A good fit for the president of the newspaper club, I think to myself. I guess I just, thought it'd be a good way to familiarize myself with the school, since I'm new and all. Well, sort of new. She nods thoughtfully, giving me a polite smile as she hands me the sign-up sheet. That makes sense. You'll definitely hear about a lot of different people here, and hopefully you get to know them better. Oh, and, what exactly do you mean by, sort of new? Just curious. I grew up here in Pricefield, but I left in my last year of middle school. So I'm new to the school, but not really in town. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I moved here freshman year, so I guess we just barely missed each other. Guess so. I'm sure you might have heard of my friends, though. Oh, who are they? Well, Marcus O'Brien, for one. Oh, I thought you looked familiar. So you're the guy who's always hanging around him, then? That would be me, yeah. It's all falling into place. Who else? Troy Maddox, Karina Valenzuela, David Ramirez, that's about it. Whoa, wait. David Ramirez? The one who ran away? David Ramirez? Yeah. How close were you two? He is my ex. Whoa. Everything really is falling into place then. What do you mean? You see, when David Ramirez went missing, it was pretty big news here in town. It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I joined the newspaper club because I love mysteries and investigations. Anyway, I got right into investigating on what actually happened to him. Because between you and me... She lowers her voice, not enough that the others couldn't hear though, and leans in a little, prompting me to do the same. I don't think that he just ran away. I look at her, aware that my expression gives away that I am not too happy to hear that, but not anyway. Yeah, me neither. I've been doing some investigating myself, and I think that it's best to assume that's not what happened. She takes an empty chair from a desk and puts it in front of me, sitting down and leaning in again. Really? Could you tell me what you found so far? Uh, um, I'll promise to help in any way that I can. I just want to confirm my findings aligning with yours. This stays between us, I promise. Although I'm a little put off by how eager she is to listen, somehow I don't think that she has any ill intent. The only thing very apparent on her face is an unbending curiosity. So I decide to trust her. Okay, here's what I know. I tell Hazel a lot. Not everything, but most of what I deem as essential information for the investigation. I tell her about the drugs, about Lupe, about the football team, and through everything, she just nods as if this was something that she already knew. It wasn't until I bring up Aster that she breaks her silence. Wait, just who is this guy? Aster, you haven't heard of him? No, who is he? David's ex-boyfriend, apparently. After me, of course. He doesn't go here, right? Nope, he's from out of town, from what I've heard. Figures that I wouldn't know who he is, then. I almost never go out of town. He showed up to the house party here in Pricefield, though. I also don't go to parties. So, you say that you think that he was giving David the drugs? That's what Ronnie said, at least. That could be possible, but that wouldn't explain his disappearance, even with the depth theory. Why not? Well, for one, this Aster guy isn't his dealer, right? So he wouldn't owe him specifically. And although you said that he wasn't exactly harmless, I doubt that he was the one responsible for this. But I do have to agree that he most likely is involved in some way. I wish that I could help you, but people from outside of town aren't really my strong suit. It's okay. But I can fill you in on anyone that you might want to know more about here. I have like a mental folder of anyone important to David's case, so I could give you some insight on anyone that you're curious about. Alright then. I guess I would like to know more about... I think we know for the most part what we need to know about Ronnie and Marcus. What about Baxter? Because he was the one that was last seen with David. In fact, I believe he had an argument with David before David disappeared. What could you tell me about Baxter? Baxter, huh? Well, let's see. From what I can remember, he was one of the few people who was with David the last couple of hours that he was in Pricefield. What they were doing, no one fully knows, but I heard things got heated. Oh? Yeah, but I don't know the full story, and I don't want to leave you with just some rumor. So as for Baxter himself, well, he seems like your typical dumb jock, but he's surprisingly kind despite his attitude. He volunteers for a lot of manual stuff needed, like the school dance and spirit week. He's a bit crude, but he seems like a genuinely nice guy. I see. Interesting. I didn't know that he was so serviceable. Do you think that he's involved in all of this somehow? I do, but not for the wrong reasons. I hope that I was able to help somehow. She smiles apologetically, as if she's worried that she didn't actually help at all. But honestly, I do feel like I know him a little more now, after talking with her. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm actually really glad that we talked. Feels nice to actually discuss this with someone rather than just going off my own intuition. Which, if the Aster incident is anything to go by, is pretty shit anyway. Of course, I totally get what you mean. You still have to sign that though. She points at the blank sign-up sheet that I don't remember being placed on the desk in front of me. Oh, yeah. Well, guess it was just a matter of time before I ended up embarrassing myself here. Guess that's that out of the way. It's been a couple of days since I've joined the club, but I haven't done anything at all. Apparently the reporter Lawrence, was it, is taking a break from the club due to private investigations that need his full attention, according to Hazel. So his replacement, who I find out is a bunny named Adrian, has been filling in for him, but he hasn't needed my assistance with pictures yet. Hazel says that he's just shy, and that he'll eventually call me to help him, but I'm starting to wonder if that's really true. Oh well, I guess being a ghost member isn't so bad. At least Dad thinks that I'm actually doing stuff in the club, instead of just playing games on my phone the whole time. And today's no different, it seems. I'm in the club room, browsing through my phone aimlessly as the sound of typing slowly lulls me to sleep. That is, until the sound of knocking snaps me awake. Hazel looks up from her scream in confusion, but then continues to type away. Whatever it is she's writing seemingly is more important than our visitor. Um, hey Callum, can you see who that is? Oh, right on it. I jump from the desk and head over to the door, still half asleep when I open it. Yes? Hey, what the... Marcus? Marcus stands in front of me, hands in his pocket, with an embarrassed smile on his face. They got you on door duty, Cal? Something like that. He leans to the side to look behind me and waves. Hey, Hazel. Hey, Marcus. Can I borrow Callum for a second? Go ahead, he's not busy. I shoot her a dirty look, which she answers with an innocently cute smile. I step out into the hallway with Marcus, closing the door behind me and leaning on it, hands behind my back as I look up at him. His hair is a little damp, as if he just took a shower and didn't bother to dry it, his face also a little flushed. Although that doesn't make sense. Isn't the shower water cold? So, what's up? How was practice? Oh, fine, I guess. A little boring. He chuckles as he runs a hand through his wet hair, some of it staying slicked back. He seems... nervous. You okay? Did something happen? Huh? No, not at all. Why? You just seem kinda off. I'm fine, I swear. I just wanna ask you something. I blink at him, confused. Why doesn't he just ask it then? What's with the nerves? Unless... No way. He wouldn't. So unceremoniously. Not that it matters. I mean, I'd say yes regardless. No, I mean, I'd say no. I can't. No way. Karina and all. He would never, despite how much I... Cal? You good? You look like you're gonna pass out. I snap out of my own thoughts, staring at Marcus wide-eyed. Did the school turn the AC off? Jesus, it's so hot here. Sorry. I'm fine. What were you, gonna ask me? Ah, right. Well, there's a lunar eclipse tonight at around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Really? I didn't hear about that. Well, it's not like super visible, and it's at night, so some people don't even bother. But I was thinking that it'd be fun to go watch it. Somewhere where we could actually see the stars and stuff. Make it like a midnight picnic. Ah, that sounds cute. Is everyone down to go? About that. Karina's babysitting tonight, and Troy just straight up said no. What? Why? Who knows? Maybe you should ask him instead. He probably said no because it was me. I'll call him, definitely. So does that mean you're coming? I'm about to happily agree when I realize one major roadblock. I'm fucking grounded. I hadn't told Marcus since he would probably feel bad about it, and club has kept him busy, but... now what? It's okay if you don't want to go. I mean, it would be a little awkward just you and... No. That's not it. Just... give me 1 second. Okay. I dash inside the classroom, grabbing my phone and dialing my dad's number, aware that I'm being stared at by the other club members. Everything okay there, Callum? Hazel, can I do a story on tonight's eclipse? Sure. Why though? Grounded and I want to watch the eclipse tonight. With him? She smiles deviously. Yes? With him. I blush, looking away from her and anyone else who's happened to look up from their screens. Alright, give me your phone then. Should I leave out the part about the jock going with you? Don't even think about mentioning him. After surprisingly not a lot of convincing, Dad agreed to let me go out tonight. Of course, he thinks that I'm with the whole club and not just Marcus and I. But those are just details. Sitting on the passenger side of Marcus's truck, I dial Troy's number on my phone as we make our way to his neighborhood. It's a little weird that he just refused to go after all. After a few rings, he picks up, letting out a nervous chuckle. Hello? Hello to you too. What happened? What? Marcus? Yeah? Marcus. I don't know, man. I just didn't feel like it. Some talking can be heard in the background, and a high-pitched laugh reverberates through the phone. And who, pray tell, is that? Huh? No one. What? Uh-huh. Listen. Listening. So, maybe I went to a different eclipse party. What? Without us? Marcus looks over in confusion and I signal him to turn around, mouthing, he's not coming. These are the guys from the manga club. You guys wouldn't like them. Guys and girls, right? That's not important. Sure, it's not. You know, I hear eclipses are pretty romantic, Troy. Maybe you can put your arm around that girl. Sophia, was it? Sophie. And how do you even know her? She tags you on her Instagram posts. Cute ponytail, by the way. What? No, she said that she wouldn't post that. Guess she really wanted to show you off, huh? Alright, Callie, you know what? You talk a lot of shit for someone who's gonna be spending the night alone with Marcus. Embarrassed, I lower the volume on my phone frantically, afraid that Marcus would be able to listen. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, please, it's obvious you ogle him any chance you get. I do not. Not that he doesn't enjoy it either. In fact, you're both oglers. Perverts. You're crazy. He doesn't do that. You're dense. Excuse me? All I'm saying is, if he leans in for a kiss, leave. I'm not letting him steal you away. I'm kidding. Mostly. What? Okay, bye. I pull my phone from my ear, staring at Troy's caller ID in frustration. Idiot. Just what the hell was he talking about? You good? Marcus glances at me with a sort of bemused expression, trying and failing to hide a smirk. I let my phone fall on my lap with an exasperated sigh. He's not coming. Clearly. Was this about a party? The asshole went to a party and didn't invite us. Marcus seemed surprised, but not upset. He seemed happy, even. What's so good about that? I don't know. I guess I'm just glad that he has people to hang out with, other than us. Come to think of it, he has said that he didn't have many friends. Maybe he's getting closer to their friend group now that the clubs are back in session. I guess that's true. Good for him. Good for us, too. More food for you and me. He nudges me with his elbow and winks at me, and I answer with a shy smile. I had guessed that we'd end up alone when it came down to it, but after what Troy said, it's getting a bit more nerve-wracking. Despite my jitters, I still make an effort to enjoy the evening that I've gotten to the fullest, letting the cool October air blow on my face. The last time that I was out this late with Marcus was the day that I first came back to Pricefield when he drove me home from the diner almost 3 weeks ago. I turn away from the view of the poorly lit town passing us, and I look over at Marcus instead. He's dead focused on the road ahead, as if the destination is very important to him. In truth, I guess that he can be quite serious sometimes. I've thought it's uncharacteristic of him before, but I don't think that that's entirely true. The stone-faced, serious Marcus next to me is the same friendly one that I've come to like so much these past few weeks. He's just so mystifying. So gentle yet so strong. So kind yet so casually cruel too. And those eyes of his. Suddenly his hands shoot up from the stick shift and he waves it in front of me as if checking if my eyes are open or not. Hey. Uh, yes? You were kinda staring at me. I feel my cheeks burn up instantly, turning away from him quickly. Oh, sorry. What were you, thinking about? I lay my forearms on the car door's open window, letting my cheek rest on top of them. Food? Food? Yeah, I'm starving. I turned fully away from him now, practically sticking my head out the window, the sound of the wind deafening my ears. Well, we're almost there, Cal. I've got food for days. I can hear the smile in his face, but don't dare to look back at him, so I just give a small nod to the view outside, hoping he notices it. I let out a small, wistful sigh to the night sky. But no good. These feelings are getting harder and harder to ignore. But I have to. For Karina, and for Troy. For David. I can't let the silly crush take over my good judgment. I won't let it happen. Marcus chooses a spot that's near a sort of natural park, but not really in it, so we don't have to pay for parking. The moon is high on the sky by the time that we reach the spot, and we set up a blanket and the snacks that he brought neatly on it. The process is a little quiet, with Marcus making small talk about what he did today after school and stuff. I'm a lot quieter than usual, responding in a very mundane way to all of his remarks, but in my defense, I'm nervous as hell. I mean, this is essentially a date, isn't it? A picnic under moonlight, and in an eclipse, no less. It's safe to say that I am more than just a little self-conscious right now, but I do my best to bury those feelings deep inside me. This is supposed to be fun, right? Think of it as a guy's night out. Yeah, just two dudes eating out. Under the stars. Ugh, this is hard. Eventually we sit down and dig in, or at least Marcus does. I scan the snacks he brought, and it's all desserts. Zebra cakes, mini powdered donuts, cupcakes, sugar cookies. And the drinks don't seem all that great either. Capri Suns and soda cans in a small cooler. And that's about it. I stare at the assortments as if looking long enough will make something healthier appear. What is it? I look up at him, watching in disgust as he opens two zebra cakes from their wrappers and eats them at the same time. I thought you said that you were bringing food. This is food. Ugh, Marcus. I turn my head away from him, covering my eyes as he laughs with his mouth full. I mean, real food. Whose bake sale did you steal all this from anyway? I hear him chug a soda and swallow loudly, allowing me to put my hands down and face him. This is real food. Besides, it's fun to eat trashy food every now and then. I guess, but... Didn't take you for the eating healthy type, Cal. I'm not, but this is just another level of unhealthy. Besides, I'm hungry for dinner, not dessert. And after I went through all the trouble of getting them for us, you're breaking my heart, babe. Babe. He called me babe. He smiles and pushes a see-through box full of pastries towards me. Here, eat those then. They're the Spanish kind, with the meat inside. I take one and raise it to my snout, eyeing him coyly. Guess you're not totally helpless. Glad that I could redeem myself. I eat a couple of the surprisingly filling pastries while watching in horror as Marcus devours pretty much half of our rations. He notices me watching him and he throws up his hands defensively. What? I'm hungry. I would have never guessed. Haha. How do you even have that appetite for all that? Is that a question you want an actual answer to? Maybe. I'm curious. I don't know, dude. I gotta eat a lot to get big, I guess. I pick up a cupcake and nibble on the frosting, quickly realizing that I don't like it, and setting it down again. Supermarkets can never get the frosting right. I'm a little sad that I missed the transformation from wimp to bodybuilder. How was it? Oh, well, it took a while. Muscles doesn't build in a day. He picks up the cupcake that I just put down and wolfs it down in one bite. I silently acknowledge that technicality. That was an indirect kiss. Let's see. I started working out when I was 15. What? When I left? Like a year later, yeah. Asshole. Waiting for me to leave so that you could get buff. Aw, don't think of it like that. Think of it as me wanting to surprise you for when we'd see each other again. Right. Well, you've definitely got dedication. You changed a lot. I hope so. I'd like to think that I got pretty big. Makes you all the more small, too. Ha, joke's on you. I don't care about being small. He smiles, more to himself than to me, as if he thought of something funny. What? Oh, you asshole. I didn't even say anything. You know exactly what you're implying. I don't, actually. Enlighten me. When's this stupid eclipse anyway? I look up at the moon, not seeing anything out of the ordinary with it. Soon, like in half an hour. Ugh, still a while. I push the trays of food gently off the blanket and lay down on it, looking up at the stars. Guess you were right. The stars do look a lot nicer out here. Less light pollution. He lays down next to me, his bulky arm brushing against mine. Was the sky... could you even see the stars in Philadelphia? Not really. Maybe just a North Star? Wild. He's quiet for a moment, just staring up at the sky in deep thought. Where do you like it more? Huh? Between there and here? Yeah. What are the pros and what are the cons? Stuff like that. I don't really know. I mean, obviously Philly and Pennsylvania as a whole is nicer than Pricefield. But... I don't know. I'm kinda biased to this place. I'm happiest when I'm here. I close my eyes thinking about that statement, trying it out in my head a few times. Yeah, I think I believe that. Nothing is better than being surrounded by the people who care about you. I open my eyes and turn to Marcus, who is now looking right at me. But he quickly turns away, looking back up and clearing his throat. Hey. Know any constellations? Oh. I look up at the sky again, surprised that he dropped our previous conversation so quickly. No. Oh, wait. I point to a cluster of stars that anyone would be able to recognize. Big Dipper, right there. I saw that when we got here, Cal. What? Screw you. He laughs as I shove him hard, though he barely budges. I meant different constellations. Well, no. I don't know any. Do you? He looks up, squinting hard for a solid minute before letting his face relax. Nope. I'll never get that minute of my life back. I playfully smack his face with the back of my hand. You're full of crap. After eating all that, I practically am. What? Huh? You're gross. Hee. Well, there goes our show me the consolation uwu moment. He laughs, putting his hands behind his head. You said uwu. You did too. When did I... Fuck. He. Man, should have read up on my constellations. Now we'll never have our rom-com moment. Our Netflix coming-of-age romance, minus the dying at the end. It's always the dudes that die. At least they're not cute dudes. We're better than that. Oh? You're saying I'm too cute to die? I look at him with a seriously expression, and he just grins cheekily. You say the strangest things sometimes, Marky. We doing pet names now? Just following your lead. You almost never call me by my full name. Cal is just a shortening. Uh-huh. Just admit it. You love me so much that you give me a pet name. I laugh and turn to look at him, teasingly poking his arm. But he doesn't smile back. What? Don't get all shy on me. Still, he says nothing, just looking at me with an expression that I can't figure out. He's breathing hard, his face a little flushed, as if he's thinking. And now I start getting nervous, my stomach feeling hollow despite all the pastries that I ate. You okay? Sorry, that was a stupid joke. I trail off as I watch him prop himself up in a sitting position, never taking his eyes off of me. Callum. Oh god, what's happening? What is he doing? Instinctively, I prop myself up too, sitting up and crossing my legs. He's staring right into my soul, making my heart flutter like it's never done before. And then suddenly, I feel his right hand touch my face, grabbing it with a gentle firmness only he knows how to do. Cal. I shudder. Marcus? He smiles nervously, his blushing face inches away from mine, his green eyes glistening in the moonlight in that special way that they do with wolves. But no, this is different. There's more than just moonlight reflecting off of his eyes. His smile, his touch, his eyes. Marcus. 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 Oh no. Oh no 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 no. His eyes darken and so does the rest of his face, the rest of the world. I snap out of this trance and look up, noticing the stars seem to be fading. The eclipse! I quickly pull away from his touch, my mind thanking me and my heart cursing me for doing so. I gotta take the picture for the club. Oh, right. Yeah, go ahead. I scramble around looking for my phone that I, for some reason, took out of my pocket somewhere throughout the night and find it pushed aside with the food. I grab it, point it up at the sky and... Wait, turn it on first. Okay, point. If my hands could stop shaking for a second. I take about a dozen pictures, my mind too mushy to even appreciate the eclipse or determine if the pictures turned out okay or not. After about a minute of doing this, I place my phone in my lap and stare up at the moon, aware that I am much farther away from Marcus than I was before. Pretty, huh? Yeah. We both just stay like that, gazing at the moon while my heart only yearns for the boy sitting next to me. Got any good ones? After packing our things, Marcus and I make our way back to town as I check the pictures that I took. They're kind of ass. Cameras don't work on the moon. Yeah, that happens. I put my phone down and stare at the window, my mind still foggy and delirious from everything that just happened. I feel like I want to cry and laugh, and kiss him and punch him all at the same time. The terrifying feeling that I had the day on the road back with him is nothing compared to tonight. Tonight, the stupid, beautiful truth hits me in the face with its full force. I think that I might have fallen in love with Marcus. And that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. So, Callum seems to have finally noticed that he caught feelings for Marcus, even though, I mean, it was always obvious. But, like, they were about to have a moment. It was gonna be a big moment. But no, the moon. The moon. I mean, if you're paying attention to the story, you kind of know that it's very obvious that Marcus likes Callum. That even from the very beginning of the story, Marcus was like, yes, he's back. Yay. And that he wants Callum. So, like, yeah. I mean, it must be obvious. It's obvious to Troy also. It's obvious to probably everyone by now that Marcus wants Callum. Poor Karina, but like, what can you do? You're dealing with the, you know, Anywho, what else happens? Troy getting some new friends, good. Baxter coming in clutch, more or less. Kind of shows that Baxter was always a good guy, like deep down. Like, sure, he's in his F-boy era right now, but he's still a good guy. He's still dependable if you need him. Thankfully, he becomes an even better guy in the follow-up story that you guys should already be familiar with. What else? I am not entirely sure that Aster is who they think he is, meaning that he is not completely, or that he's not the evil one here. I'm not saying that he's a good person, but I'm also not saying that he is a completely bad person. Considering who David is and how he was when he was younger, what are the chances that that same type of energy was, you know, I guess you could say present in his high school years when he was apparently involved with this Aster, and that sort of manic energy that he has was sort of there when he was, I guess, quote unquote, dating Aster. You know, what I'm trying to say is that whatever happened, I don't think that it was completely Aster's fault. I guess that's what I'm saying. But we'll find out, you know, in the next videos. What else? What other important stuff happens? I guess not much else happens. Oh, well, Hazel confirming some information for Cal, and then also it's interesting to see that not everyone would just sort of like, oh, a guy disappeared. Moving on. That there was other people that were trying to figure out what was going on. And I have a feeling that it's not just Callum and, you know, his little group of friends and Hazel, but there was probably other people that were trying to figure out what was going on with David. Anyway, so, you know, what are your thoughts so far? Leave it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play When I Knew You or any of the author's other visual novels, like their follow-up one and, you know, the little short one, you can do so by going down into the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the Itch.io page, where you can download the game and play it yourself. Or you can just go to itch.io.com and, you know, search them up. Search this visual novel or one of the other three, or two, I mean. They do have a Patreon, so if you want to support them, then you can do that by going down into the other link in the description, which should give you early access to, by now, the last build of What It Feels Like, which, you know, should be hopefully coming soon by maybe the end of the year, hopefully. I would prefer it if it comes before the end of the year than next year, for obvious reasons. But yeah, also, in case you feel so inclined to support me, if you're not already a channel member, then, you know, there will also be a link for the channel members in case you want to become one. And if you want to just support me with like a one-time thing, then, you know, there's the Ko-fi, also my Throne, in case you want to buy me stuff. I am trying to scrounge up some money to convert the desk into a standing desk, so it's easier to stand and read. I mean, it's supposedly better to do this type of thing like what I do standing up. So, like, yeah, I want to turn my desk into a standing desk. Plus it's better for the back too. I have really bad, like, neck and shoulder pains, like, especially lately. Like, feels like nerve pain, probably. Whatever. But yeah, in case you want to help with that, you know, there's the Throne link. But yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.